Hi guys, welcome back to school today. Thank you for being here. Today from math, you're working from your problem set book that you have at home. The lesson is Module 4, Lesson 27. And our objective today, solve word problems involving fraction division. So today, you will need to read carefully to figure out what number, what fraction, what number is the dividend and which is the divisor. Okay? So I'll try and guide you through this as best as I can. So let's read through the first one. So Sarah ordered 4 pizzas for a party. The pizzas were cut in eighths. How many slices were there? Okay, so we have to figure out how many slices there are. Think to yourself, what is the chunk that's the whole? So what is our dividend? What's the dividend that's going to be shared by? So think to yourself, do you know being shared by how many? So if you were to kind of take this and plug it into one of our cookie questions or brownie questions, how we would say 20 cookies are being shared by blank people. Can you somehow figure out which is the dividend and which is the divisor? So again, Sarah ordered 4 pizzas for a party. The pizzas were cut in eighths. How many slices were there? Okay, hopefully you can hear from that word problem that our dividend, the chunk that's being shared, which is not always the biggest number, the chunk being shared is 4 pizzas. So 4 pizzas are being divided or shared into eighths. So you write that as a unit fraction. So that would be your equation that you would need to come up with first. Okay? So some of you already know the answer because you have figured out the pattern when we are dividing fractions. Okay? For those that haven't caught on yet, I'm not going to tell you, but I will draw a picture to support my thinking. Okay, so when I start with a whole number, see, I'm starting with the whole number here, not the unit fraction. When I start with a whole number, the number line comes in handy dandy. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so again, let me state that again. When I start my equation with a whole number, I will use a number line. So that'll help you out with your thinking. When I start with a whole number instead of the unit fraction, so when my dividend is the whole number, I'm going to choose to use a number line. Got it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start out. I have 4 whole pizzas. And they said that all the pizzas are cut into eighths. So how many total slices of pizza are there? So I take this one whole pizza right here and I slice it into eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tick marks will give me my 8 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, guys, if I go back and count all of these pieces, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, there's 8/8 right there, which gives me this one whole, right? If I keep going, so if there's 8 in this section, how many are in this hole? You should know there's 8 there as well. If there's 8 in this hole and there's 8 in this hole, how many eighths are in this one? There are 8 eighths there. How many eighths will I find here? 8 more eighths. So 8 times the 4 holes is what? 32 slices. So again, if I have 4 whole pizzas and I divide them into eighths, how many whole slices of pizza will I have? So you can also even draw like your pizzas. So if that's one pizza there, and I have 1, 2, 3, whoa, that's not eighths. Come on, Mrs. Brown. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 8 slices on that pizza, and that's only one pizza, and I need to show it for 4 pizzas, could you figure out how many total slices there are? Well, there's 8 here, so that means there'd be 8 here and 8 here and 8 here, and 8 times 4 is the 32 slices. Okay, the next one that we'll do for practice. Okay, this one is about Thailand. Okay, so Thailand has, this is a long one. Thailand has 1/6 of a birthday, I'm going to make that short, a birthday cake left over. So again, he doesn't have a whole cake. He only has 1/6 of a cake left over. He wants to share the leftover with 3 friends. Not including himself, just those 3 friends get it. No, let's not make it 3. Let's make it 4 friends. 4 friends. So he's going to share it with 4 friends. So we want to find out how much will each of those 4 friends get? How much will each friend receive? Okay, so think to yourself, is this going to be a whole number divided by a unit fraction, or is this a unit fraction divided by a whole number? So think to yourself, Thailand has 1/6 of a birthday cake left over. He wants to share the leftovers with 4 friends. How much will each of those 4 friends receive? And they have to share it equally. So this is where, when you come to a word problem, you have to think to yourself, is this asking us to take 1/6 divided by 4, or is it 4 wholes divided into 1/6? Which one is it? So think to yourself, Thailand has 1/6 of a birthday cake left over. He wants to share the leftovers with 4 friends. How much will each friend receive? So guys, I'm hoping that you can hear that Thailand has this chunk. He has this much, and he's going to share it with 4 people. So again, remember back to those cookie questions Mrs. Broad would always write on the board. 1/6 is being shared by 4 people. 1/6 of the birthday cake is being shared by 4 friends. Do you hear it? Do you see it? I hope you do, okay? So again, it wants us to draw a model or some type of picture to support our thinking. So because I know it's this type of format, I like to do, not the number line, because the number line I'm going to use whenever I start with a whole number here. This is starting with a unit fraction. When I start with a unit fraction, I like this model. Okay, the rectangle model. So I'm going to show 1/6. I'm going to shade in and show that this is representing 1/6 right there, right? So that is 1 out of 6 shaded in. I have to take just this piece right here, the 1/6, and I have to share it with how many people? Okay, 4 people have to share it. So 1, 2, 3 lines will get me those 4 equal parts. And now I can see that each of the 4 people get this amount right here. So how much is that amount right there? Well, look at the array. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's a 4 times 6 array? 24. So everybody gets 1 out of 24. Okay. So each of those 4 friends will get 1/24 of this 1/6 of the cake that was left over to be shared. Okay. So again, I prefer this model, but I will show you also with the tape diagram. So on the tape diagram, when you start with a unit fraction, you start off with 1 whole. You split it into the 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can shade that in to show you 1/6 if you want to. And then you need to take each of these 6 sections and split it into 4 equal parts. So now you can see that every single person, those 4 people, would get that much, which is 1 out of 24. Okay. All right, guys, I hope that will help you. So again, when you read through, think to yourself, what's the chunk? What's the chunk being shared? And it's not always the bigger number, right? Because 1/6 is definitely less than the 4. So you have to read through and ask yourself, what is the dividend? What's the chunk that's being shared? Whether it's a big chunk or a small chunk, that's your dividend. Okay. Also, I don't want you to think, oh, they always list the dividend first. Will they always list the dividend number first? Not always. So again, they're going to expect you to read through these and make sure you understand what they're asking you to solve. So read carefully, take some time to think, and then logically ask yourself, is my answer a logical, reasonable answer? Okay. So for example, if I solved this out the other way, what if I said, oh, I think it's 4 divided by 1/6? Let's say that I thought that was the answer. Well, you know what I would get? 24 pieces of cake. Do you think everybody would get 24 pieces of cake? Right? So that would not be a logical answer. So think through and decide, did I come up with a reasonable, logical answer? Or was I like, whoa, that seems really odd that that would be my final quotient? All right, you guys, again, you know I'm here. So it's now your responsibility to call me, email me, or chat me and just say, hey, Mrs. Pratt, I need a little bit more help. Okay? All right, you guys, good luck. I know you can do this. Take the time to think through and watch the videos each day. And now I'm going to expect you to work on Module 4, Lesson 27, only 1 or 2 questions, and then you're going to follow that learning with your Zearn lesson. So please take the time to do your assignments. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.